Hey guys, we're gonna start our live stream in 30 seconds. Hi Slava. Nice to see you again. Okay, it's 11. Let's get started. Hey guys, nice to see you again, and welcome to our weekly live stream. And we want to give you some market updates and up-to-date trading opportunities. One thing I need to ask is that did you guys use buy the dip to buy BTC around 28,000 as Jay showed you 2 weeks ago? Now after the price rebound, the earning looks very nice. So if you want to fetch some profitable trading opportunities, don't miss out our live stream or you will regret it. Okay, I guess Jay will teach you more about the market today, and let's welcome Jay.
Hello, can you see me?
Yes, I can see you.
Okay, nice. Hey everybody, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a good morning or good afternoon or good night wherever you guys are. Welcome to the Pinex live stream. We had a pretty crazy week this past week, a lot of action, and I hope you guys were able to, buy the dip. I think it was 2 weeks ago when we last live streamed. I recommended, I think, 27,000, 28,000, and 26,000. I know I was more conservative with the 26,000 by the dip orders, but I got some good interest for that. So hope everyone placed the order and got some risk-free profits. And yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. So today I'm gonna go over some more macro news. We had the GDP come out, we had PCE numbers come out, and we also had M2 money supply come out this week, right? And of course, we got the news surrounding SVB Bank almost going bankrupt, right? They're on the edge of going bankrupt right now, which kind of caused this rally, even though we were kind of dipping back. And then after that, we're gonna go over some orders, gonna go into some charts. So we're gonna have a good session today. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, post it in the chat. And make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, so we get more viewers for the YouTube algo, and then we can build this community bigger and bigger, so we can generate some community alpha as well, right? So our goal here is to build a community where we can go over our market thoughts. We also want to hear what you think is going on in the market and just give you guys a nice update every week, so you guys kind of know what's going on in the markets and you're not trading blind, right? And of course, more people that come into crypto, that trade crypto, the bigger the market will get, which is beneficial for everyone, right? So make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button for me. I would love that if you guys did it. And yeah, thanks for being here. And also, just a quick thing for anyone that's new, we have a special link. If you're not signed up to Pinex already, if you guys sign up through that link, you get 20% off the commission fees. Sia, is that link in the chat or is it like under the video?
Yes, under the video, in the
Is that in
comment.
the video?
Yes, it's in the
Okay, cool.
description. It's in the
Link
description
is in
box.
the description. So if you guys are new, you want a 20% off commission, 20% off commissions forever, make sure to click that. And we also got a bunch of like promos going on around futures trading and stuff like that. So definitely check that out. Before we start, any questions? Let me pull up the YouTube link actually so I can see. Stream.
Slava already have a question right now.
Damn, Slava. I would like to ask some questions. Have tried to work with the GVT treatment, but really negative decided closing when start was good. Open new futures bot. Decided to close out. Yeah, I mean, hey, Slava. So the bots that we have, it's back tested. So over a long period of time, it could generate some really good results. But in the short term, you just have to kind of hold through it if you believe in the strategy, because there will be drawdowns, right? Any strategy, there will be drawdowns in the short term. So there's really, like, it just depends on the strategy. You have to kind of understand it a little bit better, because if to get the best entry points to when you open the bot, you have to kind of know what the bot is doing, right? So I personally didn't use that one too much, but it just comes down to believing in the back tested results, because in the short term, when the market's whiplashing back and forth, there could be definitely some drawdowns. All right, cool. Let me get started. Let's see. Let me share my screen. Give me a second, guys. All right, everybody can see my screen? Yes, right. All right, very nice. So first thing we're going to some quick recap of some macro stuff that has been happening. All right, so U.S. money supply falling at the fastest rate since 1930s. Okay, so the money supply, right, is basically how much money is in the system in the U.S. So that includes cash, checkings, bank accounts, short-term bonds, everything like that. So it just shows you how much liquidity is in the markets, and it is falling at the fastest rate since 1930s. Now let me share with you guys another chart. Window screen. Here we go. So this gets you guys a visualization of the money supply growth year over year, right? And then every time it's been under this 0% line, right, when it's basically growing negatively, we have been in a recession or depression. So some crazy stuff happens when we are decreasing the money supply year over year. But that's kind of not the whole picture. A lot of these headlines are kind of making you doom and gloom, right? Because it's like, oh wow, this is the first time this happened since 1930s. That's crazy. But of course, money supply reducing is a bad thing, because as we all know, Bitcoin had its huge bull run when the U.S. liquidity and the money supply was growing rapidly during COVID, because basically America was pumping money into the system, and Bitcoin, as you guys know, is digital gold. It is a hedge, right, to this crazy money printing. So money supply growth basically equals Bitcoin price going up. So now with money supply going down and going to the negative, of course, that is definitely going to be some headwinds for Bitcoin, crypto, and just assets in general, right? This of course has to do with also banks not lending out as much money anymore. And we're going to go over into the banking crisis a little bit more as well. So this definitely not a good sign, but I think the headlines are kind of a doomer kind of thing. It's more just clickbait and clickbaity headlines than actually like, oh my god, we're gonna like go into the Great Depression once again, right? So it is bad news, but we're gonna be okay, right? It definitely will have some effects on Bitcoin price in the upcoming future, but it is not as bad as the headlines make it sound, or this chart makes it sound. All right, let me share with you guys something else. Stop sharing. Share screen. Let's see. Here we go. All right, so this is basically the real chart that you should be looking at, right? This is the actual M2 supply, and you can see how much it's decreasing, right? So, we're having negative rates, right? Well, let's see. You guys see where we are compared to where we were before pre-COVID. Look how much money they printed, right? how many? This is in billions of dollars. So they printed 5 trillion, almost 5-6 trillion worth of $1 trillion in the past 2 years, just because COVID, everyone's struggling. They need to provide money, student loan forgiveness, things like that, of course, which is all good, but that kind of devalues the dollar, right? So as you guys can see, crazy 6 trillion in basically quantitative easing, and we're decreasing year over year now through quantitative tightening. But look, we're not even halfway. We're like 1/6 of the way to the beginning of the pandemic. So even though, yes, money supply is contracting, right? Money supply is contracting, bad for assets. We have negative year over year rate growth rates for the money supply, but look how little, right? It's kind of like contracting. So like when you make it into like a actual quantitative number sense. So yes, money supply is decreasing. Let's zoom in a little bit. It's coming down. We see it coming down, which is good, because we don't want our dollars like crazily inflated, but we don't believe the money supply is going to contract all the way down here. That would be crazy. I feel like the U.S. market, the stock market, could break if we just kind of if the Fed did quantitative tightening so much that we're back to pre-pandemic levels. So we don't think they can do this, right? Keep on doing this forever. But in the short term, they are still tightening. So watch out for your positions in crypto, in assets in general. I do think that this is a pretty major headwind as M2 is decreasing. Bitcoin price should will probably be at a topish at this like 31K range, and we can take a further look when we go over some charts too. Let's see. Share this down. All right, so just to go into the macro a little bit farther, we just had GDP numbers, right? Americans' GDP numbers. Wall Street was expecting 2% growth, 2% growth for this quarter, but we actually came in at around 1%, right? 1% growth. This is at least we're growing, but that is not what we wanted to see. This shows that the money supply is contracting, the economy is slowing down, right? So the Fed's interest rate hikes have finally been kind of working, and this is kind of destroying demand, right? Consumer spending, everyone's feeling the pressure. We got layoffs, right? We got a lot of things going on. So the economy is tightening. Things are slowing down. GDP growth is low, right? But what's worse is inflation is still holding sticky. It's still high right now. So right now, I'm honestly just seeing a lot of negative news. And then of course, let me show you guys this. Everyone thinks inflation is coming down, right? CPI data have been trending down over the past couple of months, right? But then why? What is this? Why is the PCE data look? Why is it flat? Why is this flat, right? This is what the Fed really looks at, the core PCE data. So this is actually almost at the same level at the rate of change as last year. So we're still going up 4.6% a year in inflation. That's pretty good. That's pretty crazy. Like that is way above the 2% line that the Fed has set for itself. So why is this happening, right? So why is CPI going down? We think inflation, no, we're winning in the war against inflation, but core PCE is staying so flat. So, the core PCE basically takes out energy and food costs. So it just takes out these two components, right? Because those are more volatile. Energy has been trending down, so oil, natural gas, right? And the food has been trending down also. So those two major components, even though they have been coming down, they're very volatile. But look, the rest of the components, right? So like housing, cars, used cars, services. These are some of the main things that the Fed wants to see come down, but they're holding flat, right? Whereas still at we're forecasting 4.6. We got forecasting 4.5. We got 4.6. Last month was 4.7, right? So inflation is still actually, holding on pretty strong. Just look at this flat chart. This is definitely what we don't want to see. This makes me feel like, the Fed can actually add in another rate hike after the rate hike in May, right? So we were expecting just 25 basis point. A lot of people think, hey, 25 basis points and we're done with the rate high cycle. Maybe we'll keep it flat. Maybe we're going to pivot. But, looking at this inflation chart, I think we're going to have to add in another rate hike. Let's see what the percentages chance are right now for another rate hike. So we got 83% chance for the next meeting, which is expected. And then we actually have 64% chance of just holding flat for the meeting afterwards in June. And then 23%, we're going to do another 25 basis points. And let's look at July. July is pretty similar. A lot of people are thinking we're just going to hold the rates flat and start cutting into September. Yep. So that's the general consensus. But personally, I feel like with inflation still holding so strong at 4.5% year over year, we might actually do see the Fed doing another rate hike. I think the Fed is kind of hoping that with all the banking failures that they will be kind of saved. So because they're not making, banks these days have been not making loans, right? So money supply is falling, liquidity is falling. Banks are now making loans. It's like financial conditions have been the tightest since I think 2008, right? With banks lending standards tiny because they just don't want to make loans. Banks, they don't trust these businesses at these high interest rates. They don't think they're going to pay the loan back. Business growth rate is decreasing. And you know what? This kind of is like a vicious cycle. Without banks making loans, businesses go out of business, right? Unemployment goes down. Banks think, the growth is slowing down. We're going to make less loans, right? So it's just a vicious cycle right now. And of course, First Republic, one of the major regional banks, is on a lifeline. Their deposits fell by half, right? Their stock, if you want to go look at their stock, it is pretty crazy. First Republic Bank, FRC. Oh, wow. Look at that. From $120 to $4 today. Guys, $4. This was a major bank. This looks like an altcoin. This looks like a meme coin. This is, oh my God, this is down 97%. Whew, down 97% in like just
Jay, sorry to interrupt. Can you show the
oh,
the
oops.
graph? Yes.
I guess I'm not showing it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Now you guys see it, right? Yeah. Down 97%, 96.69%. Yeah, it's pretty insane. This, if I didn't tell you what this was, you probably think this is like the meme coin, like Pepe or like Chad coin or something, right? Let's see.
Nam has a question.
Buy the dip on the
bank.
Hello. Yes, buy the dip on the bank. Honestly, like some of these banks might be good buys, right? But First Republic, I don't know. Like I actually bought the dip on Credit Suisse, and that was not a good idea. But I mean, it was a good bet. Like it's $4, It could bounce to 20 very quick. It's like trading an altcoin though. It's very risky at this point. It could go bankrupt like the next day. So if they don't get any help, First Republic is going to go bankrupt. And that's actually one of the reasons. That's actually one of the reasons Bitcoin got such a big pump, right? All right, let's go into some charts and look at some technicals. So we got the banking crisis. We got the whole shabam happening down here, right? And of course, we got this big rally because Fed is printing money again. Fed is loaning these banks money, and the bank collapse obviously boosted the whole narrative for Bitcoin. And then this, if the banking news didn't come out, we would probably break down. But because it did come out, we actually got a good another try to break this resistance level because we were kind of like, oh, bank failing, same narrative, let's go buy, right? So this is my prediction. I had a live stream on with on a Discord in the beginning of this week. I think Tuesday, right? On Tuesday, and I said, hey, if 27 breaks, we're gonna go to 25. But if 27 holds, we're gonna retest 30. And that's yeah. I mean, yeah, I didn't draw this like afterwards. I drew this like I think on this day. So yeah, that's what happened. I honestly thought 27 was gonna break, but because of the whole banking news, we did get the bounce. But right now, I'm still not bullish at all. I feel like I'm neutral. I mean, of course, the trend is up. The general trend is going up, because we can see the 200-day moving average, it is still trending up, right? We went from down, flat to up. So right now, not bullish. I'm not going to be bullish until we break around 30K or 31K even. Because to me, hold on, let me give me 1 second. So to me, right, what this looks like is a big, like if we look at this as a big trading range. Let me see. I have a better chart. Hold on. I remember I had a better chart drawn. Let me see if I can find it. So it's easily understood. Let me see. Sorry for the wait, guys. Is it this chart? Here we go. Okay, cool. All right. So to me, right, this 30K, 31K, whatever this range, 32K to 30K, this is very important because if you look at 2021, this was the bottom. This was basically the higher low that was established. This was the bottom of 2021. Obviously we're not considering anything before this. So this is basically the, pivot / indecision point. Like this, if we break over this, then this is straight bull market. Like we break over this is like very positive, right? I mean, we're still in a bull market now, but we're getting kind of this like lower half of the bull market. And under 20K, it's bear market. To me, if we're breaking under 20K, this whole rally was invalidated. We're probably going to go lower, test 15K. But that is not what I'm expecting. So this 30K was very, very important, and we failed to break above it, which I expected it to do that because if we break over 30K the first time without really much positive news, just bank failures and no new retail money coming into the market, that would be very surprising to me. So guys, just know that this level is extremely important and it's basically a pivot point, right? So this point is kind of like this. So this point to me, under this 18,000, this kind of was like a deviation from the trend, because after the FTX collapse, this kind of drove this price action right here, but then this reclaimed, which just makes this kind of a deviation from the general, this general trading range, right? Because we didn't spend much time here, and then this is basically a false breakdown. So to me, this point right up here is kind of the same idea. This is kind of like a false breakout, right? This is kind of like a deviation above 30K into these pivot zone, but then we failed and then we retraced. So my whole idea is unless we reclaim the 30K, I don't think we're gonna go higher in the near term. This is what I said last week, right? Last week I said I believe the 200-day is going to trend up, and then price is probably, and then Bitcoin is probably going to consolidate here until the 200-day catches up, and then it's probably going to get like a retest of the 200-day moving average around 24K, 25K before we make a move higher into reclaiming 30K. That is still my general idea, even though we kind of got this like bullish retest of 30K currently. Does anyone have any questions about that? No questions? No questions. What is, I think Cloud asked a question. What's your opinion of ETH? When will break 2020 soon? 2,200 soon. Okay. I will share my ETH screen. ETH, same idea. Same idea as Bitcoin. If you guys look at the Bitcoin dominance now, it's back, right? pull it up. Bitcoin dominance, boom, shot back up. So ETH is taking a back seat once again. So it's the same idea. If Bitcoin cannot reclaim the 30K level, ETH has no chance of breaking this 2,200. That's definitely my view. And of course, I still believe we're gonna go up, right? So if you draw a wave, if you guys are into wave theory, it's just like 5 wave up, right? It's like 1, 2. So we have the first wave up, we had the retrace, so which is wave 2. Then we have a third wave that's usually bigger than wave 1, but I do believe we're gonna get some type of retrace before that happens. So for ETH, same view as Bitcoin. If Bitcoin doesn't break 30,000, ETH will probably just consolidate, retrace. I'm looking at 17,000 as a dip buy point for me personally. 17,000, and then I'm expecting us to kind of range between 17 and 1,700 and 2,000. So 2,200. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna happen, but I'm expecting Bitcoin to break out, at least Bitcoin to break out before we can even think about testing that 2,200 point. And my kind of general view, right? My kind of thesis surrounding this whole thing right now is that there's not a lot of retail money in the market, and there was too much froth, right? On Twitter, you guys could see people were like, "Hey, altcoin." I was kind of like also thinking the same thing, but people are thinking altcoin season is coming. Pepe, PP, or whatever you want to call it. Let's see the price. Let's see the price of that. Let's look at Chad coin first, right? Chad coin. Let's see how much that's up. Okay, this is a bad listing. Chad coin. Chad. See, these are all too late. What is it? All right, whatever. I can't find it. Let's just look at Pepe. All right, so look at the chart. This thing's up. What is this? It's not even showing me how much this is up. It's up so much. Hold on. All right, so this is up. This doesn't even measure how much it's up because it's so cheap. But this thing's basically up like 10,000x or something, right? So if you see small shit coins running like 1,000x or 10,000x, and then we're still kind of in like a bear market, right? This shows you that like retail, we're getting too crazy, like we're getting ahead of ourselves. So we only see these kind of small meme coins going up when we have a bull market, like we're in the ends of a bull market. So if we see this happening and Bitcoin price going down, that's usually my sign to get out of the market, at least in the short term, because it's just like everyone's getting too crazy. People missed out on the Bitcoin bull run, and they're chasing. That's really what it is to me. They're just chasing price action, right? So they missed out on this whole rally because this was kind of hard to catch, and maybe they missed out. They got scared here at 20K, and they missed this whole thing because this was literally like 4 days, right? And then now people are like, hey, Bitcoin's still going up. I need to make my money, right? I need to make some money. So they're chasing into these altcoins. And when that happens, you should get out of the market because there's too much froth. People are just chasing, and most of the smart money are probably going to be selling their Bitcoins at this key pivot point. So what I would suggest doing is placing some structured product orders at 25K, maybe 27K, just to build a position and just kind of like wait out this bounce, because I feel like we're gonna go sideways. So I feel like waiting, having patience is gonna be key in this environment right now. I know that I think there's more coins, right? More questions, right? Give me a second. I'll get to those actually. I'll get to those in a little bit. So these were the orders I placed last week. 11 days ago actually, so almost like 2 weeks ago, because I didn't live stream last week. But these all expired, and you got your, if you followed it, you got your free USDT. So I set it at 26K. Let's take profit, and this one's 26.50, of course. Got my free yield, and then this one I set at 25.50. So that's where I want to be buying, and these all expired, and then didn't get executed. So free interest for everybody. But right now, let me go back to the chart. Let me go back to Bitcoin. So right now, I'm still expecting this retracement to 25K, but not in the short term. So because I want more interest, I want some more yield, I'm gonna probably place 27K, and that's like a place I'm comfortable buying at too. Because like this huge indecision candle, this has big volume, this big candle right here, this strange huge doji bar, right, up down, and then we closed right where we started. I feel like we're going to be trading within this big, whatever, small big range for the next couple of days. So me personally, I'm going to be doing some 27,000 structured products. 27,000. Because it's a weekend, I guess the yields are a little bad. It's like 5%. So I'm gonna go to the 7-day. I'm gonna do the 7-day, 27,000 structured product. I'm gonna put 2,000 in here. And so this is perfect. So by the time I live stream next week, this will probably have expired. So there's 7 days. Let's do that. Boom. So yeah, 2,000. You get some interest, 20% annualized. So this is the trade I'll be taking. Of course, like I would actually want to buy 25K as well, because I believe 25K is like the optimal point. But the yields right now are not amazing. So for the 25K one, I would actually hold off. I would hold off to see if price let me see if price gets a for the 25K, I would hold off and see if price gets a dip back to like 27. If it goes back to 27, I'm going to be placing 25,000 by the dip orders. And if you guys like that trading idea, I think you should follow it. That's what I'm doing to build up a position. And if we go above 31K, I would probably chase in for Bitcoin, because then that would just invalidate my entire idea of this part being a invalidation zone, and then we kind of deviated from it and then came back. So if we break into that zone again, that is where I would actually chase in and try to build a position. All right, what questions are there?
Yes, so back before when we started our live stream, there's one user asked us, is there a way to add a percentage trailing stop loss to a bot?
Depends what bot. I think there's like a trailing stop bot, but no, there's no trailing stop on like a grid bot. I don't really know which bot you're talking about, because we have so many bots. Everything's a bot. Everything is a bot. I mean, future. Yeah, I mean, let me see. Grid bot, there is a stop loss, and DCA bot, there is a trailing stop loss as well. And of course, we literally have a trailing buy and trailing sell bot. So yeah, don't know if that answered his question, but it just depends what bot you're using. if you're talking about like copy training bots, like these ones, let me see, more GBT marketplace. If you're talking about these bots, no, they don't have a trailing profit. These bots are just, whenever the creator said, hey, this is when you should buy, this is when you should sell, then that's where it would sell. So yeah. Any other questions?
Yes, one question about DCA bot. So for a DCA bot trading BTC USD and knowing what you believe is going to happen over the coming month, what will you set the take profit ratio and price scale at?
So for the DCA bot, I would use the composite DCA bot. So basically the one with indicators instead of just a pure DCA bot, because pure DCA bots will just start buying whenever. I personally don't use them that often, the DCA bots. So I don't think my advice will be that great, but let me see. But I would definitely use composite DCA bot. DIY, customized. Yeah, so I would use probably Probably RSI, because I feel like some of these other DCA bots, I don't know what goes. I know the IntelliBot base is very good, so I will probably use either the just regular RSI for the signal or IntelliBot base. Don't use immediate. I don't want to use it. Just don't use immediate because it's just kind of gonna start one whenever you want. TBT is good also. I think this one's paid though, so I'll use like TBT signal. Price deviation. Well, actually, I don't want to tell you guys the wrong thing. Let me just use RSI because this one I know this one works, right? RSI. Price deviation. Let's see. So I feel like for me at least, I think it's going to be ranging. So I think take profit for me is going to be, let me do some calculations. If I buy here. Okay, I think a safe bet would be like a 2% take profit ratio and price deviation. So me personally, let me look at my chart. Because the price action has been pretty large these days. It depends if you want like a lot of trades or you want something that could like be held over a week, right? So if you're looking for short term, let me see. If you're looking for short term stuff, I would honestly say like a 0.5. Let me see. Yeah, like a 0.5% price deviation, because that would get you that because that would get you in the trade, and I think 2%. Actually, if you want to do short term with this type, I'll probably do a 1% take profit, because it would just like the volatility, it would on these type of drops you could just have a little spike and get back into profits. That's what I do for like short term. But I'm not like I don't use DCA bot like all too crazily. I suggest kind of like structured products or algo trading instead. That's what I think would do well. Yeah, no problem, Kevin. No problem.
So Patrick asked, do you just do coins or can I use with stocks for Panics GPT, I think?
No, it's just with coins. I mean, you can use the Pinex GPT to generate your strategies that you can use on stocks, but that's not on our platform. We don't do stock trading. So yeah, so I mean, you could use to generate a strategy to trade stocks, but you just cannot do it on our platform.
Donnie said, set up a grid bot and let it eat in the range. I guess it depends on how much capital you have to put in.
Yeah, no, Donnie, I think that would work well. Yeah, I think if you do a grid bot and you set a range between, yeah, for those of you in the U.S. who don't have access to structured products, I think it'd be a good thing to use a grid bot, maybe between like 24K or even 23K and 30K. That's I think that's not a bad thing to do. And if it breaks out 30K, just close the grid bot. You make a little bit of profit, just close in, open, and then do something else. But that's okay. I think that's not a bad plan, a grid bot inside of this range. But I mean, I'm still long-term trend bullish. So personally, for me, I want to use structured products to buy the dip, because okay, let me just go back to my chart. One sec. I mean, like you guys, if you guys seen this, what I shared before, I still think, in the long term, my target for this year is still like 36K. Before I think we come back, maybe retrace into 29, 28. But so I still think just using structured products to buy Bitcoin and holding it until 36K or even 30K, 35K would be the better option versus using the any other bots, but this is obviously more risky, right? If you buy it at 25K, 24K with structured products like I was recommending, or even 27K, right? It goes to 27K and I buy it, we could fall to 25K or we could fall to 24K, and you might be emotional. You'd be like, oh, I'm down like 10%. Where using a grid bot, you probably wouldn't be down 10%. So it's kind of like different risk profiles, but I mean, I'm more of a position risky trader, so I would still suggest what I showed before. I would still suggest dual investment. But you guys could also use flying wheel. I know Sia does a lot of flying wheel. If you want to tell them about it, I'll share my. What do you want me to click?
Yeah, so I think it's under dual investment, earning bots. Yeah, there's a flying wheel strategy. So it basically working similar to the gray bots. So you set up a buy the dip price to buy BTC at the whatever price you want, maybe like set 27,000, and then you can see the cover gain is set up at sell at the buy price. So if we buy BTC at 27,000, and then when the price rise above 27,000, we will automatically sell it for you. So you can set up a range of buying low and selling high while also earn interest through the process.
Yeah, so I think the flying wheel is pretty good because I mean, but I would set like a bigger range because I know there on the app is more obvious. The flying wheel, it returns pretty popular, returns pretty high yields, especially in this type of like uptrending environment. Because even if you buy it, like you buy it and you're like underwater, if price 25K, you buy it 27K, you can try to resell it at 27K. And if we believe prices are going to go up, we're just going to keep on making yield until it hits 27K, and we sell it, and we probably made like a bunch of interest. I know Sia has a couple bots open on the homepage for the flying wheel. I don't know what's the return on that.
Yes, one of them has a 40%. I think both of them have 40% annualized yield, and one is for Bitcoin and one is for Ethereum.
Yeah, so 40% annualized yield is pretty nice. So if I would suggest if prices drop lower, you set a 25K for the buy price, for the flying wheel, and then just kind of like keep on rolling that. That's here. I'm gonna do this one. So that's what I would do. Yeah, for the people in the U.S., it kind of sucks that it's not available. But for you guys, I guess doing a grid bot would be the best option. That's what I would recommend.
Yes, definitely. I think Patrick has one more question about the Panix GPT.
Mhm.
He asked, can he download bots to apply to
Uh,
stocks? I'm not.
Sadly, no, you cannot download the bots. But what PineXGPT does is it generates code on TradingView, and then you can use that TradingView code to technically trade stocks and like backtest the strategy. So it just generates a strategy for you by you giving it parameters. You can use it to trade stocks, but you have to the code is for you to use. You can put it on TradingView. It's just PineScript. You can make a bot on PineScript. A lot of people make trading bots on PineScript, basically TradingView. So that's what you can do, but you cannot download the bots per se. Okay. Any other questions? Do you guys have anything else before we end it? I can take some more questions.
Yeah. I think Donnie is an expert. He suggests Patrick to do a great buy in and then set a trailing sell bot.
A group. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Yeah. I mean, so I've got a lot of questions today. Thanks. Thank you everybody for joining and being here. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. We can like I love how there's more people. Like we have some consistent viewers now, and then we got questions in the chat. I love it. I love the interaction. Pava said, I'm using structured one in the year, but yeah, structured products is nice. Structured products is very nice. And Donnie, you can see the fees in the if you go to details in the bot, you can see the fees. So next to the trades, you'll see like the fees for the grid bot. It's very low. And I can share my favorite Pine script strategies next time because honestly, I don't use too many. I'm still working. I'm still trying to like figure out some myself. I think I shared it last time, just a simple exponential moving average crossover. That's what I like to use, but it's more manual. You have to kind of like you can't just do it automatically. You have to like manually let things kind of be, and then you kind of like notice the trend before taking certain trades. But yeah. So okay, not a total that I have run up so far. I actually don't know where you can see the total fees. See, I don't know if you do. I
Um,
personally do not.
I don't know either, but I can ask for you, Danny, and I can get back to you if you can leave me like whatever method I can reach out to you.
Yeah, Donnie, you put your if you wanna reach out to Sia,
Yeah, I
tell me
can. Yes,
she can
yeah, I
she can
can put
figure it
my
out.
yes, I can put my email here, and you can email me like whatever method I can reach out to you.
Donnie will hit you up in Discord. Okay, yeah, sounds good, Donnie. Yeah, we got you covered. No worries, no worries. Yeah, but yeah, if you guys have any friends you guys don't haven't signed up yet, tell them to be sure to tell them to come over to Pinex. We have use the referral link below to get a 20% off trading fees. So if you guys haven't signed up or you guys got friends, like hit them up, share that link with them, so you can have some friends to trade with and make some money together. Yeah, and of course 20% off trading fees. We already have one of the lowest trading fees, 20% off. It's probably it's a flash sale. All right, cool. If no one has any more questions, thank you guys for joining. And if you guys want us to cover any topic next week, same time or around the same time, we'll send it to Sia and we can go over it. But yeah, let's see how my prediction plays out, and let's see how these trades play out for those of you partaking in the structured product orders. Yeah, thank you guys a lot for joining. Appreciate you guys for coming and listening to me and just participating in general. Love you guys, and I hope you guys have a nice rest of your day.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye, guys.
Bye.